Alright people, what's up everyone, and welcome to another reaction video for today. And this time I'm taking a look at another Dead Space remake video from IGN during their IGN first thing that they're doing all month, which I actually really like when IGN does this. I really do. So shout out to IGN whenever they just cover one game. And I'm glad that it's not just like, I mean, this is obviously AAA, but it's not always just like the big games, you know, like of course Atomic Heart they did last month, which, you know, is a bigger game, but let's not joke around. There's a lot of people that still don't know what the fuck Atomic Heart is, and it's been shown off for the last like 4 or 5 years, and it comes out in a couple months. And I still see people like during the Game Awards when that popped up again. People were like, "What is this?" I'm like, "Really? You ever heard of this fucking game yet? It looks so good." Anyway, well, I guess they did Callisto Protocol, so, but they don't just do like, here's the IGN first for Call of Duty. You know what I mean? It might just be because they don't get the rights to do that, but whatever. Anyway, Dead Space. What is this actual called? Rewriting and improving the story of a horror classic. Okay, well, yeah, dislikes for just saying improving immediately. We'll see. How about just rewriting and enhancing? Does that sound as bad as improving? Yeah, it does. It might actually be worse. How about rewriting and I guess changing? Well, rewriting and changing is kind of the same thing. How about just rewriting the story of a... How about rewriting but honoring the story of a horror classic? Then people would be... probably wouldn't have as many dislikes. Well, let's see. Maybe it has dislikes because of what they say. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, play. Let's waste any more time. Hell yeah, we got a good look at his face. Look! Okay, he looks like... wait, hold on. I'm sorry. We need to get a good shot of his face there. Because we only got like kind of a side of his face in that 18 minutes. He looks... They made him look... I feel like Isaac, whenever you see his face in the original game, which is like 3 times, or twice actually, he looks very generic, but still odd enough to be memorable. Does that make sense? Like he looks generic enough to be Engineer Man, but still, whatever.
And Isaac, I heard something up there. Something big.
He looks dead already. Dead Space refers to his eyes.
The original Dead Space is a video games classic and a horror story fondly remembered by
go
many.
my goddamn leg!
One engineer fighting to survive within the gloomy, corpse-filled corridors of a dead mining ship left a lasting impression. And so when it came to the remake,
actually, the original
developer EA
really good.
has been careful in how it approached the narrative. But there are some changes. Just like the
so
remake,
we only got like that shot of his
it
face.
looks different, it's also scripted differently. That's because all teams working on Dead Space had the same goal.
Overall, it was to give the narrative the same kind of glow.
Yeah, so that's this is really different.
You want to have the same feeling
again.
You know, feel like you're playing it for the first time. It was looking at how do we tell this story for people who are newcomers to the series, but for veteran players as well. We wanted to give them a little bit of a surprise of like, oh, this is a little different. You changed that direction very slightly, and it.
No, please, no more. I'm so sick of the fucking shimmying through things to load the next part. Please stop. No.
The first significant change you're likely to notice is that Isaac Clarke can now speak.
Yeah.
6 months apart with only 50 calls.
Bring it back, Gunner, right?
It's rough.
Which technically, did he voice Isaac in the original game too? Like, because I mean, he doesn't talk, but he does go, and especially in space, you hear his ass all the time, and then like he goes, ah. I'm pretty sure that was him voicing that too. So they're going back to the OG source. He was also the voice in
the
2 and 3.
once silent protagonist now has a full script, and we'll chat with
No,
both other
his face
characters.
looks good there. I feel like his face looked the best right there.
It's me.
To ensure Isaac's new dialogue was as authentic as possible,
he takes his helmet off a lot.
Other
Look at that, he has all his...
in which the
That's
character
great.
has a
Oh,
voice.
look.
It's the closest.
Shit. It's Dead Space 2. I love Ellie. I hate what they did with her in fucking 3. Unsurprisingly, I hate something in 3, but 3 taken as its own game is a fun enough game. It's not great, but it's fun.
Reference that we have, it was there was a lot of looking at Dead Space 2.
It's not a good Dead Space game, even a little bit.
You know, how does he react?
Oh yeah, get in there, Isaac.
What's his sense of humor like?
Get
How
the
does he react under pressure, like verbally?
Yushamura's overrun with... they're fucking monsters.
and it was just trying to get that personality correct, trying to make sure that he feels like Isaac.
Face looks pretty good. The
like
eyes look maybe a little dead to me.
This, you know, very smart, savvy.
It's a good looking face
guy.
though. This game's got good face.
Around him, he's got like salty language, and he's
got salty language. So goopy.
Rewriting Dead Space's script offered the writers a chance to improve upon the original storytelling. One of the elements the team wanted to better emphasize was the cult-like Church of Unitology, which is introduced relatively late into the
Did we have that shot in the 18 minutes? My memory is fucking terrible. I think we did.
Game. In the remake, characters begin discussing the church much earlier, which lays the groundwork for its significant role later in the story.
Nice.
The marker must be delivered to the church, whatever the cost.
What I didn't want to do is write Dead Space where Isaac's like, what's the Church of Unitology? I'll go along with them, I'll trust them, because every veteran player is screaming not to trust Unitologists. So then you end up with a situation at the beginning of like, Isaac's like, yeah, I hate the Church of Unitology.
I do like
and then people who are new to the series might be like, okay, what's Unitology? That's interesting. Veterans would be like, why does he hate Unitology at this point? And then kind of unraveling that mystery of why he has that relationship to the church and what their kind of philosophy is and why he's so hostile to the idea.
That marker, that's the symbol of the Church of Unitology.
Didn't take you for a believer, Isaac.
My mother was.
Ah.
Some alien planet. What does that mean?
Unitology's onto something?
Unitology's full of shit.
It personalizes it.
Well, is that referenced in our game that his mother had something to do? Whatever. No.
That was something that was, you know, kind of a theme going through the script, making everything personal.
The effort to make everything personal has meant that some scenarios from the original game have been expanded into new, more emotional storylines. Chen, once merely an NPC that was killed in the game's opening, is now a more important character who demonstrates the true horror of the necromorphs.
He's a more important character as he gets murdered on screen. Ah! He's more important as he's getting flayed alive.
Transition very personal to the crew. All of this is in the original game. It's just trying to.
I'm sure you have like a solid 30 minutes before that where he's like bickering with Isaac.
All of these seeds are there. It's just helping you out.
Oh, it's so good.
Dead Space's script is not the only thing that pushes forward the narrative. The environment is equally important, and so the hallways, rooms, and decks of the Ishimura spaceship were all designed to tell a story.
Oh, the lighting.
Remake,
It's
the
so
power
good.
of modern-day consoles and PCs
Dude,
has
the
allowed
lighting
EA
is
Motive
insane.
to improve upon the original game's excellent environmental storytelling.
A lot of the original design of the game took a lot of themes from Gothic motifs, Gothic architecture, as well as a lot of like repeated skeletal structures. So that's when you see like the repeated ribbing across the entire thing. That was meant to evoke a bit of a feeling of like being inside of a creature, of a skeleton. The Ishimura itself is frequently referred to as like a living entity, as though it's some being that you are
Ishimura
inside.
sounds like Ishmael, which is like Moby Dick.
And if the Ishimura is sick and it's dying, and that's what you are partially there to try and help.
Can you hand out my space?
Every location.
This is my space.
And concepted. And our challenge was, how can we bring a lot more life to these environments? How can we make it feel like the crew that lived there made that their actual day-to-day space?
That was a weird. Did you see that?
To these environments. How can we make it feel like
Wait.
that lived
the fuck happened there? The lights just turn on?
There made that their actual day-to-day space.
That was really strange. Why'd they show that? Maybe that's a thing? Wait, hold on. Maybe that's what he's saying. I'm sorry.
Environments. How can we make it feel like the crew that lived there made that their actual day-to-day space?
Okay, I thought maybe he was talking about like once you go in there, like it turns the lights on or something like that. Like maybe the windows like don't dim any, or like no, he wasn't saying that. It was just a glitch. I like this though, dude. The lighting, just smoke everywhere.
Office, for example, there's a lot.
Baby doll. You better pick that up and use it as a weapon.
A lot more props and things that talks a little bit more about what she does.
I remember watching this one Dead Space. Was it Dead Space 2 playthrough? It might have been 2. Where I was just watching. It was no commentary run. It was like a fast, like no damage run on Zealot. And there was one point where like he used the baby doll, which was just to kill people, and then he put it back on the chair or whatever. It was really good. All right, sorry, I had to pause you real quick. Anyway, what was I saying? It's actually been a few minutes. I don't remember. Fuck it.
The medical areas, it feels more like an actual medical deck.
Oh, there's Nicole. Does she look like she's 80 here? No, she looks I don't know. Every time I see her, I think of what's the doctor's name from Mass Effect? I don't know why she gives me Chakways. I don't know why she gives me those
generic
vibes.
Space, for example.
Look at his wounds. We can't handle
same voice actress though.
so many trauma cases, and the command crew won't tell us.
That was the original Nicole.
Dead Space had so many labels, posters, signs. A lot of the stuff in the original game was so low resolution you couldn't actually read what was on there. I wonder
if the chapters will say Nicole is really dead this time.
This is sort of something you have to consider now. Like, you put a warning label on the wall, like you can walk up to it and read like all the individual steps.
You know, at one
it's
point
time.
With our artist,
this.
We have all these papers for the marker. About Unitology, and the original you can't read them because they're too low
legitimately, I wish the collector's edition of this, I know I keep pausing, whatever. I legitimately wish the collector's edition that limited run released came with a giant marker. It comes with a little one, but I want a big one.
What text do you want on here? I'm trying to think about that because, you know, people who've got 4K monitors, high-res stuff, they can read all this stuff. Just trying to make sure that when there's text you can read, it kind of makes sense.
For our sins. But by them.
On your journey through the Ishimura, you'll find a variety of diaries and audio logs, many of which you may recognise from your original quest through the ship.
Quite a few of them are very similar or verbatim. We do have some new ones. We do have side quests in the game, some of which use those audio logs and text logs.
It's like Dead Space 3.
But some of them have actually been translated into
side
AR.
quests.
What are you so worried about?
They are is a good idea.
The marker is defined.
For example, in the original game, when you go into medical, there's a video log you can pick up from Nicole. When we were looking at that, this seemed like a great candidate for an AR scene where we actually see Nicole trying to save a patient.
This is Senior Medical Officer Nicole Brennan. Medical is overwhelmed. We need help.
Again, just personalizing it and bringing it out into that moment. And creating this atmosphere as well. You know, it's almost ghostly seeing these AR figures around the ship.
Unlike the Final Fantasy VII remake, Dead Space is not trying to completely reinvent itself. EA Motive's approach to story is much more akin to that taken by Capcom for Resident Evil.
Resident Evil 7. Final Fantasy VII said, fuck it, we're going crazy, bro.
It's an updated, polished...
I would love if Sephiroth showed up and he started talking cryptic about, like, 7 minutes or whatever the fuck was going on there.
It's on a story that players know and love. And from what we've seen so far, it promises to make the horror classic just that little bit better.
Just a little bit better. What?
For more Dead Space, check out how the developers have recreated its iconic guns and our comparison between the remake and the original game. And for everything else, stick with IGN.
With IGN. I really like that suit, yeah. That suit change animation's pretty good. I think they nailed that. I wish the light was a little bit brighter as it went, but still good. I wish the Callisto Protocol had more of that stuff. I really wish the Callisto Protocol went fuck it and just went straight up Dead Space. Like, it's from the guy that well, he didn't, I guess he was just a creator and executive producer, but still. I say that like that's nothing. He's just a creator. Anyway, there you go. That's it. All right, cool. So, little changes. We got to see more of his face. More environments. We got to see Nicole in the environment. That was cool. Anyway, there you go. That's it. Hope you enjoyed. Until next time. We'll see you guys later. Goodbye.